I do have a question though, because this came up and I didn't know that you knew about this.
Go ahead.
And now I'm going to ask you another question that I just thought, okay, I'll ask you the first one. What was the whole, because Disco told me that it either was your idea or you tried to like facilitate this, which I had no idea about this. What, can you take me through a little bit, this whole process of maybe Paul Lee writing for TNA at one time?
Nobody's really talking about this story.
I didn't know.
I want to hear this. Yes,
yeah. Bro, this will blow you guys away.
Yeah,
bro. Again,
can I throw something in real quick?
Yeah,
because you told me this once,
yeah.
And I don't know if this was during the time you're about to tell me. You told me there was actually a time where like Jeff didn't want you to be there, and Dixie was actually paying you to be there without him knowing it, or something like that. Was that around that time or no?
No, it's a different time.
Okay.
This is a different time. I suggested to Dixie,
what period of time and what's going on in TNA
this
right now?
This has to be, bro, after Jeff was sent home with Karen.
Okay.
It would have to be after that time.
Okay. And so Bischoff and Hogan are there. Are they there?
I don't think Bischoff and Hogan are there yet. I think it's between Bischoff and Hogan and Jeff leaving. There was like maybe a 3-month window.
Okay.
I suggest to Dixie that we talk to Heyman. Okay. So I get on the phone with Heyman, bro. I have 2 conversations with Heyman, bro. Each of them had to be like 2 to 3 hours. Okay. And I was trying to explain to Heyman, just like I tried to explain to Dixie and Hulk. I was trying, Glenn, you'll appreciate this. I was trying to make them understand Dixie. Okay, because these guys came in and they thought they were just going to take over and do things their way. And I was like, guys, it doesn't work that way. And I was really trying to smarten up about Dixie and how Dixie works. Okay. So
and for those people that don't know, because even though I worked there, I didn't work with her in the capacity you did.
Yeah.
I just always thought she didn't know what the she was doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And she was not that honest to me. Okay.
But
how was it working with you?
She always wanted to be very hands-on, bro. She was getting her opinions from the dirt sheets. She would have conversations with Keller weekly. Okay.
So let me say this, and I don't mean it in a disparaging way, but it is the truth. I found her to be clueless. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
I thought she was brilliant.
So I have 2 lengthy conversations with Dixie. So my next step is
with Heyman, you mean?
With Heyman. My next step is to bring Heyman and Dixie together. Okay? So, bro,
how are your conversations with Heyman? Because you guys had you ever spoken to him before?
I worked with him briefly, bro. Briefly.
Where?
And bro,
where did you work with them?
When they came into WWE for a short while. Remember, bro, when we did that stuff at the Manhattan Center and
it got out of hand.
Right.
JBL blasted Blue Meanie. Let me ask you a question. When you talk to Paul Lee, okay, because this happens to all of us. Sometimes you just aren't really following the business. It's happened to me. Did you find that he was following what was happening in Impact, or you had to like tell him,
bro, we weren't really getting specific about Impact. It was really just his psychology about rest. I mean, bro, people can say this about me, but I mean, he loves to hear himself talk. Right. So like we spoke for 3 hours and bro, he probably talked for 2.5 hours out of the 3. Okay. Right. But anyway, got the conversations out of the way, brought him together with Dixie. Okay. You guys are going to love this. Bro, I'm telling you, I stood by and I saw, Hogan work Dixie. I saw Eric work Dixie. I saw Bruce Pritchard work Dixie. I saw them all work the pants off of Dixie, right? So she has a conversation with him. I'm in Nashville. It's just the 2 of them. So she has a conversation with him. I go into Nashville a couple of days later and I ask her how the conversation went. Okay. And bro, this was the beginning of the end. So she told me they had a great conversation, yada, 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 yada. And then she proceeds to tell me that she set up a meeting between him and the Spike executives. Okay. I said, okay. I said, Dixie, when is that meeting taking place? And we're in Nashville now. She goes, the meeting's taking place today. I said, how's that meeting taking place today? We're in Nashville. Bro, she set up a meeting between Heyman and the USA networks without her there. And I said, Dixie,
you mean the Spike TV guys? You mean?
Yeah, I said, the Spike TV guys. I said, Dixie, do you understand what you just did? I said, he is going to go in that meeting, bury me, bury you, bury the entire company, and make himself invaluable to Spike. How did you let him go in there by himself? Dixie, he's going to kill you in that meeting. And sure enough, bro, Heyman goes and has the meeting with Spike, and that's when Spike decided, we now need an executive producer for the show. Bro, there was never, ever an executive producer there when it was Spike and TNA. Even when Jeff was in charge, Jeff wasn't the executive producer. There was never an executive producer. So I guess that woke Dixie up to Heyman and how that meeting went down. And that's when, shortly after that meeting, she hired Bischoff and Hogan, and that's when Eric became the executive producer.
Wow. And you never spoke to Heyman again?
Never spoke to him again, bro. Never spoke to him again. That was it.
Were they good conversations with them, or were they like,
No, I mean, they were good conversations, bro. He was just giving his philosophy on the business, and, I would do this and I would do that.
Is there anything that...
Wait, there's more here. There's more to this, too. So now go between the time period from that meeting to the hiring of Eric and Hulk and what you guys were telling, leading up to that.
Okay. Well, bro, can I ask you real quick, because I'll forget. When was Dixie told what Paulie said in the meeting?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I do know is
that now you needed an EVP, right? An executive
EVP, and Heyman was not hired. That's all I know. Okay. So, bro, you got to understand. Jeff gets sent home, and me and Conway were writing the TVs. If you guys go back in time, this is when we put the belt on AJ Styles.
Who's Conway? I wasn't there.
Matt Conway. You know Matt Conway.
I don't think so, but go ahead.
Yeah.
The kid that looks like a little college kid, kind of like he looked a little out of place. You know Conway if you see him. I can't believe you don't remember Conway. It's ridiculous.
Right. So anyway, this is when we put the belt on AJ Styles, bro. This is when we were starting to try to get the new guys over, because Jeff was gone now. So, bro, the whole time she's talking to Hogan and Bischoff, she's not smartening me. She's not smartening me up at all. And I think part of that reason was probably because I came down on her pretty hard about the Heyman thing. So now she's talking to Hogan and Bischoff. She's not smartening me up at all. Okay. I'm basically told that she hired Bischoff and Hogan after the deal was done.
One more question, just because I don't know this. Yeah. At that time, what was your position in the company and what was going to be theirs?
Bro, I was the head writer because Jeff was gone. I was writing the shows with Conway. It was just basically the two of us. Okay. Basically, what I was told was, Hulk was going to help teach Dixie all facets of the business. Okay. And Eric was just supposed to be there to add creative to Hogan's, part on television. Whatever Hogan did on TV, Eric was going to oversee. That's the way it was laid out to me at the beginning.
But Eric got along very well with the Spike guys, though, right?
Bro, but he did the same thing Heyman did.
Right.
He did the same thing. He buried me. He buried Dixie. Nobody knew what they were doing. He made himself invaluable. He was the only one who was in contact with Spike on a daily basis. And I know that as a fact, Conan, because here's what happened. John Gaborik now gets hired. Okay? Bro, the first thing he does was send Bischoff home. Again, this is now all about power struggle, right?
So what was Gaborik, head of talent relations?
He was the head of everything. When Dixie hired Gaborik, he was in charge of everything.
Over Eric?
Bro, the first thing Gaborik did was he sent Jeff home again because Jeff was back, sent Jeff home again, and sent Eric home again. Now, bro, when
he sent Dutch home too?
That was earlier, though.
Dutch was gone, yeah.
Now,
I think Dutch and Cornell, those guys got sent home the first time Jeff got sent home. Okay.
So now, bro, when I'm reading this like everybody else, but I knew the influence Eric had on Spike. As soon as I read Gaborik sent Bischoff home, I was like, bro, that's it. Like that, because they did not respect Dixie. Spike did not respect Dixie. They didn't think she knew what they were doing. Eric was the guy, and I knew that was going to be it. So, bro, listen to what Dixie does. So now, bro, they send Eric home, but they still have to justify paying him. So what do you think Dixie gives Eric to do? What do you think his role was?
Consultant.
To consultant, and part of being a consultant was to critique the shows. So now Eric is critiquing every show, burying everything on the show, not putting one thing over, bro, burying the entire show. Who do you think he's sending those reports to?
Spike.
Spike. So, bro, so then the funny thing is Spike doesn't renew the deal. And what did the dirt sheets do? They blamed me for the reason that Spike didn't renew the deal, bro. Bro, as soon as Gaborik sent Eric home, that Spike deal was over.